Hey everyone, it's Mallo, your host of Identico After Dark and the creative director here for Identico. Before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that this episode is brought to you in part by Gamers Heaven and their newest location just north of Seattle, Washington. There, in a family-friendly and welcoming environment, you can play tabletop or video games, read manga, or just relax with friends and sample some amazing drinks from their boba tea bar. If you want to learn more, log on to gamersheavenseattle.com to see hours and location. Now let's get on with the show. Hello, Fringers. The following podcast may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening and welcome to our inaugural episode of Chaos Incorporated, our new noir actual play set in the world of Identico. Joining us tonight is Steph playing Apex.
Hey there.
We have Caleb playing Zed Lane.
Howdy, cats and kittens.
We have Kaylee playing Chone.
Hello.
And Michael playing Maxi.
Hello there.
And as some of you know, I am Alex the Humanoid. I will be narrating our lovely little adventure tonight. And with that, I think we're going to jump right into it. So we will begin with Zed, Chone, and Maxi, who are waking up to a beautiful summer morning in Sao Paulo. And it's getting to be about the time to head into the office. What are your morning routines looking like?
So Zed wakes up in just the nicest apartment, penthouse suite, glorious open views of nature. And he immediately closes all those blinds. He starts off with a pretty intense body weight fitness routine, and then hits the showers and gets ready for work. This is a very Patrick Bateman morning, only without all the murderous subplot.
Okay.
For now.
Boy.
But everything is still wrapped in clear plastic tarps, right? Oh no, I'm thinking Dexter. I'm sorry, but it's the same thing basically, right?
That's on Tuesdays. It's Wednesday. We're fine. Swanky as hell apartment. Top of the line, everything the trendiest possible. Art on the walls and furniture, and this is stuff he changes regularly. Anytime there's a new trend, he pitches out the old stuff and brings in something new.
Okay.
The camera cuts over to Chone, and you can't see Chone at first. What you do hear is the sound of loud fans. And then you see some blinking lights, and then a hand comes up, and you see that there's a desk there in the dim light, and kind of feels around, and then a light switch comes on. And you can see a normal corporate type office, but there's monitors that are powered off all along one wall, and almost shaven but just very short black-haired figure kind of struggles to their feet, blinking, just dressed in yesterday's clothes, looking around and not seeing what they're looking for, and then ducks off to the side and comes up with a Twinkie. And it just slowly starts to eat it. And the more they eat the Twinkie, the more open their eyes get, until, there's a big yawn and a stretch, and they totter down to the company gym to get cleaned up and get ready for the day.
And that takes us to Maxi. An alarm goes off. All the lights in the suite pop on at once, and Maxi almost robotically lifts out of bed, turns, gets up, and starts doing plyometrics on the floor. He's got a timer going on his device. His chip is popping up little alerts for him to switch exercises every few minutes. He then goes in to shower and shave. He trims his blonde beard almost precisely. He then gets dressed, eats a protein bar out of a small bag. It's not quite a little smaller than a duffel, like an overnight bag. And he gets dressed in his very fine suit and makes his way out to the lobby.
Okay. As you all are making your way toward the office, you all receive on your Glow a meeting invite for an hour from then with the Vice President of New Markets Development. There is a listing for a conference room. It says specifically in the meeting invite that remote attendance is not permitted.
The camera kind of cuts over and Chon reads that, just shaking their head, and goes underneath the desk again and comes out with like a little travel case and pops it open, and there's actually some clothes in there that look like they've been shrink wrapped, and they kind of like flop open like a white starched looking collar shirt, very like wage slave type thing. And then there's kind of a fade as they get changed, and there's some derogatory muttering about people who don't do virtual meetings.
I jump on my Glow and change the meeting room.
It blocks it as you attempt to do so.
Damn it.
You do not have permissions to change the location. It's in one of the executive conference rooms on the 67th floor, and you do not have permission to fiddle with those meeting invites.
Maxi looks at his Glow to see that this meeting also is sitting alongside 2 or 3 other meetings for different HR related facility activities and asset facility activities. He quickly clears those other meetings for this particular meeting, and then closes his Glow and makes his way to his Uber.
Rideshare.
The rideshare, yes.
It's the future, so it's a Fuber. Future Uber.
That makes sense.
Okay, so you all make your way toward the building. The Omni Silicon Executives Tower is 69 floors in total. The executive conference rooms are on the 67th, which is where you're heading at that time. It is a tacky round, like glass obelisk just reaching into the Sao Paulo sky. It has silverized glass all around the outside that frequently annoys its neighbors because the sun literally reflects off every single rounded edge and sends blinding beams of light into the surrounding towers.
What's really funny about this tower, though, is when it was initially built, there was a tenement about 3 blocks away that mysteriously burned down one sunrise. Nobody ever could figure out why. Supposedly. That's classified.
As you reach the 67th floor, let's say, Maxi, you get there first because you seem like you were very prompt.
Yes, Maxi picks a chair that is anyone else there when Maxi gets there?
So when you arrive in the vestibule at that floor, there is a young man waiting for you, who your Glow is basically programmed to give you employee data as you walk through.
That's on a heads up display for Maxi.
Yep. And so this is Anthony Marquez. He's a level 5. He's one of the 3 executive assistants for the VP of New Markets, Desi Martinez.
Anthony, hello.
Good morning, sir. May I offer you some refreshments while you're waiting?
Yes, some water and another protein bar would be good. Thank you.
Right away. And you notice that there's actually a second assistant who is actually Anthony's assistant. And he dispatches that person to get you a fresh bottle of water and another protein bar. As you stand there waiting, Chon, you are the next to arrive.
Chon walks out of the elevator looking very stiff and dressed well, very well, actually. Fits into the corporate culture. Collarless, almost a clerical collar, bright white, black well-fitting suit coat. A discerning person could probably see there's a little bit of armor built into it, but they have kind of a distracted look as they get off the lift, and then just waves a hand like anybody in AR could see like a screen getting wiped away from their vision as they walk over to Anthony.
Good morning, Joan. How are you this fine morning?
Oh, I'm a little sleepy, actually. Do we coffee, donuts,
double cappuccino, and a Boston Bismarck, I believe?
You're gonna get promoted again very soon.
It is my biggest hope. One moment, and then he dispatches his assistant to go fetch you those things. Joan, you recognize Maxi by reputation. Maxi's reputation is Maxi's brought in generally when human assets need to be recalibrated.
Very well.
Or reorganized.
Shawn will just kind of give Maxi a nod. It's like, I heard about what you did in Mexico City a couple weeks ago.
It was it was an impromptu assignment, but necessary.
The video feeds are quite impressive. Let me know if you ever... And I know a guy.
I also know a guy.
Very well.
And finally, with a final ding, off the elevator steps Zed Lane.
Zed is wearing last season's suit. It is a like black on black 3-piece suit, vest, very subtle charcoal pinstripe. He's wearing suspenders, but you can't see them because of the jacket. He is strolling very casually as if this is a huge inconvenience.
Anthony approaches you and says, "Good morning, sir. Refreshments while we wait."
Yeah, I'll have the usual.
He flicks his glow and obviously sends an order off to his assistant, who heads back. A short time later, the assistant brings all of you your refreshments, and he says, Ms. Martinez apologizes for being late. She'll just be a few more minutes, but she promises that this is a very important meeting, and again, she apologizes.
Very unprofessional. Very unlike her.
Shawn doesn't even really respond to that, but is really busy enjoying waking up to the Boston cream donut that they're eating.
I will look over to Maxi. So is this a your side of the table kind of meeting, or are we all on the same side of the table today?
I believe we'll all be on the same side of the table today.
All right.
Today.
And I will grab my glow and busy myself with social media.
Out of one of the side hallways comes Desi Martinez. She is a very well-respected up-and-coming executive at Silicon. She's only 32 years old and has already reached the level of VP of New Market Development. She's known for, lead pipe cruelty, mercenary sensibility, that sort of thing. She comes up to each one of you and, asking for, giving kind of the glance of consent, but in the traditional Brazilian fashion. She, kisses each of you hello on the cheek, both cheeks. She says, please, come in.
Handing off the empty Boston cream plate to the assistant, which Shawn has promptly forgotten their name. They remember Anthony because Anthony gives them caffeine. Shawn walks into the room and sits down in the first available seat.
You have not been in this one before, so you see a 25-foot long ironwood table. Inlaid in the ironwood is the company logo in pure silver. The ironwood is polished to a high gloss sheen. All of the chairs are the executive style chairs. You sit down at it and it is exceedingly comfortable.
I need one of these.
Maxi finds the chair with a clear shot of the door and his back to the wall.
And Zed slouches into a chair and gets incredibly comfortable.
So she sits down, and another one of Antony's assistants brings by pitchers of fresh cold water and sets down glasses in front of you and says, anything else? And Desi shakes her head, and he kind of steps back and dismisses the rest of his assistants. She says, we have finally received clearance to move forward on a project, which is very exciting to me. So I need to put together a team, and I've chosen you.
This is an eclectic group for whatever project you may be assembling, so... What do we bring to the table?
Well, obviously, Maxi, we were very impressed with your work in Mexico City. And then before that, our senior vice president of operations was extremely impressed with what happened in Stockholm.
Stockholm did go off without a hitch. I am proud of that particular operation. Thank you.
Shawn, you have so much loyalty. Your family has become so much part of the Omni Silicon executive family, and we feel that a computer professional of your repute needs to be promoted and put out into the field. Your manager recommended you very highly.
Promoted into the field?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
And especially in your line of work, loyalty is something that we don't ever put too small of a price on.
Well, I mean, it's been my family for a long time. I appreciate everything. The field? Okay, yeah.
And Zed, I always need a scumbag like you.
Happy to oblige.
So here's the situation. The company has finally decided to make a move into the North American market, and they've chosen Silicon City as their target to establish a foothold. Your job is going to be to go into Silicon City and begin our initial scouting run. Get the lay of the land, the business, the who's, the what's, and try and figure out the best way for us to, shall we say, undermine the competition and get ourselves seated on the corporate council in Silicon City.
How aggressive do we need to be with the competition?
You have your discretion.
And the budget?
You have a nearly unlimited drawing account. Any expenditures over 500,000 souls need to be run through me. All of you are transferred effective, and she pushes a button on her glow now to my org, and you will report directly to me.
Do we have a base of operations yet, or?
Yes, we have contracted with 3V, and we've gotten you a lovely live workspace, from what I'm told, somewhere in downtown of what used to be, I think, San Francisco?
Oh,
I can work with that.
near the ocean.
Yes.
That'd be great. When do we leave? I just need to pack up some data and...
You leave this afternoon. My assistants are currently
servers.
at your apartments, packing you bags. If you have any specific instructions or items you'd like them to grab, please feel free to send those to Anthony's Glow, and they'll retrieve those things for you. We've booked you on a suborbital at 1300. The flight to San Francisco should only take about an hour and 10 minutes on the suborbital. And from there, you will meet a local contact. She's sending a car. Her name is Dr. Alondra Pinero. She's a doctor in macroeconomics and applied behavior analysis. She's a former freelancer that we've used from time to time. Now she's a professor at the Pacific Institute of Technology and in their Silicon City campus. And she will be providing you with a guide and any information you may need.
All right.
Is there a time frame in which you need this scouting completed?
No, we're obviously going to need weekly progress reports and updates as far as what you consider the best strategic moves and what actions you've taken. And we'll continue. This is a very fluid situation. We all need to be very, very flexible. We need to have a open mind as to what we can do. But again, the ultimate goal is for Omni Silicon executives to make a splash in the North American market, specifically in Silicon City.
So you'd like
and
an
you know
aqua
what
base?
I mean by a splash?
I don't think she means like literal splash. I mean sensation, like big media. People should look up to us.
And if some of our competitors were embarrassed or, undermined, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Are we looking to recruit any assets as we move into this new market, or are we looking to eliminate these assets?
Again, that's kind of up to your discretion, and that's why you have Maxi. Human assets are kind of his thing.
Fair enough.
That is correct.
Well, I don't need anything out of my suite. I'll just buy new stuff when I get there, so I'm ready.
I as well am ready to depart.
I just need to scrub some servers, and then, you know what? I can do that from the suborbital. That's perfectly okay. We can leave now.
I'll have Anthony get you a car downstairs. Again, you all have my contact information, weekly updates, and any expenditures over 500,000 must be approved by me. Don't forget.
One question, $500,000 in total or anything over $500,000, like if I wanted to buy a tank or something?
Anything over.
Got it.
In a single
that would be souls. Dollars is no longer a monetary unit that we use.
Sorry, I have lived here a long time and they still use it in some of the areas, so.
Understood.
And Anthony, as Desi leaves, Anthony ushers you to the elevator. He goes, I'll bring you to your transportation now. And that's when we will crossfade over to Apex. Apex, what are you doing this fine West Coast morning?
Oh, well, I probably slept in because, of course, and woke up late, ate some cold pizza for breakfast, just kind of chilling in bed and, scrolling through my Glow, looking up the news, things like that.
Riots in Angel City is kind of the big headline right now. Appear to be the rioters are claiming that there were riots, and of course the authorities are claiming that they're just disaffected youths.
Youths. Makes sense. Interesting. I'll kind of take a little screen cap of that one, save it for later in case I decide I want to read some more about it. And
okay.
Yeah.
As you are scrolling through, you get a text from Liz Abramov, who is Alondra's protege over and one of her TAs over at the pit. And she goes, you up for a cup of tea?
Make it coffee, and you bet.
She sends you a pin to a kind of like a local coffee brew house, tea house. They do kind of everything.
Sweet. I'll text a little, OMW for on my way. And yeah, I'll get dressed. I have a pair of black shiny overalls, which to the discerning eye might pick up that it's nano silk, and a long sleeve hot pink shirt made of the same material. I'll just kind of braid my long blue hair and grab my equipment and head out the door.
It only takes you about 20 minutes to walk over to where she dropped it. It's a little bohemian place, not too far from the Dunbarton Bridge. And as you walk inside, you see she has already grabbed a table.
I'll give her a wave and head over.
She's like, morning, and I wouldn't be up this early, but Alondra told me to.
I feel ya.
She goes, you up for a job?
Sure. What kind of job?
I don't know much, but here's what I know. They're a cybernetics company moving in who is direct competition to UYI.
I'm in.
We figured as much.
Wow, you know me so well.
Okay, so here's the big ask, and I didn't make this up. Alondra wants you to have dinner with them tonight at the Fairmont.
Okay. I mean, whining and dining isn't usually my gig, but
She wants you to play guide, and of course, run an intel on what they're up to.
Yeah. Okay. So, hang out and figure some things out, show them around, do some hacking.
Yes. Get them what they need, information-wise.
I can do that.
Again, it's a cybernetics firm, so UYI is going to be right at the top of their list.
Perfect. Just to clarify, what is this paying?
She goes, it's coming out of the other operational account, so I don't think there's a limit.
Oh, even better.
You know who bankrolling this.
Perfect. Sign me up.
Speaking of which, he's been gone for 3 days now, and it's really freaking me out because anytime he disappears, bad stuff starts happening.
Oh boy, dude, we need to look into that. Do you want me to?
Alondra says he's apparently off doing something. That's what I was told, and I was told to leave it alone. I'm just telling you, it's weirding me out.
Yeah, that sounds kind of weird. Especially telling you to not look into it. Okay, well, I mean, if you change your mind and you want me to poke around, I'm good at
wouldn't be
poking.
me. You know how it is. The professor, she does what she does. So anyway, she's going to pick you up at 7. So, she said wear something appropriate.
So can we specify what that is?
I mean, it's the Fairmont, look like a snob.
Ugh. Oh, I can dig to the back of my closet and find some old snobby outfit for that.
Oh, I know you've got to have something hiding around for when you're going under.
Yeah. Probably have to use my glam, change my hair. I don't think electric blue kind of goes over well there.
Okay. So she's like, so you need anything else? And she pays for your coffee.
Oh, lovely. No, I think we're good. I'll contact you if I have questions.
Don't need any cash flow right now, or are you good?
Oh, well, I mean, I've got an outfit, so, if someone's paying for dinner tonight, Yeah.
I mean, Alondra's going to be there, so,
perfect.
Gird yourself for that lovely joy fest.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay. And with that, we got back to our other group. Anthony takes you downstairs where there is a SUV limousine waiting. It has a valet and 3 security guys with it. Anthony says, I'm told your personal effects are in the back. You know, hygiene things and change of clothes.
Maxi takes a brisk walk around the SUV, just checking it out.
I mean, it's one of their executive class ones. It's armored. It's got, you know, bulletproof glass, you know, anti-ambush locks, undercarriage, whole nine. It's one of the nicer ones.
You see him wipe 2 smudges off the windshield and 1 off the door handle.
Zed just jumped right in.
Yeah, Chun's actually following Zed's lead in this one, and then kind of really enjoying the plushness of this like armored limo, which is actually slightly bigger than their house.
And Maxi will get in. Maxi will get in last.
The valet shuts the door behind Maxi, and you hear the electric engine whir as you board the Sao Paulo spaceport. When you arrive there, you are taken to one of the private low orbital hangars. The flight attendant says it will just be a few minutes before you can board. This will be a private flight, no other passengers. Their expected flight time to Sao Paulo is 1 hour and 9 minutes. Or from Sao Paulo to Silicon City is 1 hour and 9 minutes.
So
they also ask if any of you have any worries, or do you need any motion sickness pills or anything along those lines, if you haven't taken an orbital before.
You can see Chon kind of like side-eyeing Maxi and Zed to see if they speak up and request some.
Zed is an old hat at planet hopping, so he's just seemingly to the casual observer just scrolling through social media. What he's actually doing is like directly target searching a lot of high profile people in their destination, mostly scrubbing for images and videos of people, looking at style, body language, movement patterns, physical tics, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And Maxi's staring forward, and he's inputting on his globe, but his eyes are darting back and forth over through his heads up, looking at information about former corporate contacts in the Silicon City area.
Chon actually thanks the flight attendant and says no, but then they suddenly kind of get that 1,000-yard stare also, and you can see from Chon's point of view, there's 2 displays pulled up, and one is labeled Zed and one is labeled Maxi, and it's a mirror of what they're seeing. Because, well, Chon wanted to know what they were looking at, figuring it was social media or something, and well, it's actually intel and looks kind of important. So they shift that to one side of the screen and start a data spider working through the public nets, just kind of looking for data for direct competitors for Omni that we might run into there.
So direct competitors wise, you see 2, both of whom are on the corporate council in Silicon City. You're not super familiar, Chon, but it appears that the Americans have this weird thing where the corporations run the government. Like, you'd heard that was the way it was, but you're kind of starting to see how it works. It seems kind of peculiar the way they're so brazen about it.
Yeah, the Americans are like that though.
Both Dynamic Design and Upgrade Yourself Industries are on the corporate council in Silicon City. They're both cybernetics manufacturers. They, of course, have very public-facing websites that show, our story. Here's our founders. Upgrade Yourself is very much like a streetwear brand a la Supreme. They do make cybernetics, but it's all very, very stylized. None of it appears to be mil-spec or corpsec grade. It's all, either
Consumer.
Street kids or, rich kids that want to look like they're street is kind of the way that you're interpreting their brand.
So consumer instead of corp mill.
Yes.
Okay. And dynamic design is probably the opposite.
Dynamic. What's that?
It's probably the opposite.
Dynamic design is the opposite.
Yeah, not really the opposite, but they're definitely a much more like their website is all like whites and very muted light grays, and it's all stuff. Their primary focus is actually drones. That's their biggest claim to fame. They created, drone bees, drone dogs, drone wasps, drone dragonflies, drone birds. But they are known for having some fairly decent ROVs and some like baseline mil-spec kind of cybernetics. Like, we're not going to have you out on the front lines, not like special forces kind of guys, but like we're discharging you, and this is the baseline arm we're going to give you that got shot off.
Okay. Gotcha.
Maxi, you do know a couple of people in Silicon City. One's name is Simon. Simon's he's just straight up a merc, right? Him and his guys are the guys you call when you want to go, splatter Ophi all over a wall and, blow up a building at the same time. Like they're not what you would call subtle.
We'll call them assault ops.
Yes. The other one that is a fixer named Jose. Jose originally is from Mexico City, and that's one of your trips to Mexico City is where you met him. It looks like he's in Silicon City now. He's an information broker. He knows a lot of the underground crews, things like that.
Wonderful. He will send a note out to both, an encrypted notes. He'll send 2 encrypted notes, one to each of them, to Simon, stating that he may have some upcoming work. He may have some tasks that would need to be completed in a short period of time. And then he'll send a note to Jose stating that he'll be in town for a period of time and would like to arrange a meet. Here's his schedule for the next 2 days. Oh, here's the openings in his schedule for the next 2 days.
It's pretty open right now. So Simon replies almost immediately with like a bunch of emojis and a sound file that says, well, first he says, dude, we got to get together and get drinks. And then there's a bunch of little shot glass emojis and a sound file that's like shot. Because
that sound starts to play and Maxi looks left and right and quickly mutes his device.
Over to the side, Chone kind of taps their ear and mutes your feed.
Jose gives you he sends you an address and says whenever you want to hook up, anytime between like 3 p.m. and 2 a.m.
And in both cases, Maxi just sends back a single letter K.
You're one of those.
I think Maxi might be a nihilist. With that, the flight attendant ushers you on.
Specifically, in the future, he's an Arby's nihilist.
Nice. And sets you down in the suborbital, puts you back into the recliner chairs, and says, do you require any assistance with the crash webbing?
Absolutely.
Flight attendant comes over and he adjusts everything, and it's an a double H harness. Is this comfortable? Good spot? Recline a little more?
No, that's fine.
Anyone else?
Maxi doesn't appear to respond.
Okay. With that, the suborbital's towed out and linked up to its little mothership that basically is the plane that takes off with the suborbital underneath it. You go to cruising altitude in about 5-10 minutes, and then you hear over the loudspeakers, prepare for release in 3, 2, 1, and you feel the chunk, and you hear the suborbital release into open gravity, and then about right as it releases, it says, prepare burst in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so you fall for about 5 seconds, and then you feel the retro rockets on the suborbital kick off, and you are now heading into low orbit. Everyone give me determination checks.
Non-natural 20.
Okay.
15.
17.
17? Okay. Zed, for all of your big talk, you kind of feel a little bit of a burble in your stomach, but you manage to like kind of hold it down, swallow it back. Chone, they feel great. They're like, oh, this is exhilarating.
Shawn struggles to bring up like a device that takes a selfie, like fighting against the G-forces, and then just kind of leans back and rests. Big smile.
Okay. Maxi is right there in the middle and just feels nothing.
Again, Arby's nihilism.
And with that, while you are
it is a regular morning for Maxi.
as you are now in low orbit and heading toward the bay, we will cut back to Apex. What is Apex doing to prepare for this evening?
I am. Well, at first I looked through my closet to try to find something from back in my
You
court
do have
days.
a couple things. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll pull out a nice gown that I could wear. Even though I put it on, but I feel kind of like awkward in it. And I'm gonna use my glam, change my hair to like a nice black color, and I would also like to. Did they tell me who these people were? What corporation they're with? Okay.
You didn't, but you could text Liz and ask her.
Okay. Yeah, I'll text her and ask.
She sends you back the link to their website. The name of the company is Omni Silicon Executives. It appears to be a smaller cybernetics firm out of Brazil. Looks like they've got some decent market share in Western Africa, decent push in Europe, but nothing really in North America yet.
Okay. And I'll spend whatever free time I have before I need to head out, just kind of researching them and finding out whatever I can about them.
I mean, on the megacorp scale, they're not huge. No major scandals to speak of, but they're not, nor are they like, known for the most cutting edge technology. They do have some military clients down in South America, Western Africa, kind of Southern Europe. A lot of those kind of, again, not top tier. You'd call it like second, third grade cybernetics.
Okay.
I think, but you don't find anything on an initial dive that shows you anything super suspicious about them. They seem, basically like copy pasta, megacorp.
Okay. Sweet. So yeah, I'll just do that until it's time to head out, and then when it's time, I will go hire a rideshare and.
Well, so you get a text saying that Alondra is picking you up at 6 o'clock.
Sweet. Don't even have to pay for the rideshare. This is a sweet gig.
And so coming back, you three land in Silicon City. It's a nice cushy landing at the spaceport. You get out and there is a car waiting for you. Not quite as big of a limousine. This one's like a semi-stretch. Valet, one security guy. He's got a little like electronic sign with that says Omni and has your company logo on it.
I believe this is us.
He says, Good afternoon. Did you want to go back to your apartment first, or like you have a dinner that I'm supposed to take you to at like 7?
What is the local time?
It's 3 o'clock, dude.
We'd be awful early for dinner.
Very observant.
So, like the apartment first?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then he opens the door. The security guy says nothing. He just stands there with his little submachine gun and just kind of tries to look menacing.
Shawn hops in.
You begin driving toward somewhere. You're driving around the city at this point, and you're not quite sure where you are. Have any of you ever been to Silicon City?
Shawn has not, but they are going to pull up a map overview and track our motions through it and kind of like just make sure that they have a back trace so they know where they're going and where they've been.
Okay.
Maxi's done a few jobs in Silicon City in the past. He's performed a number of acquisitions and contract negotiations. But he's not seen much of the city himself. They were very brief stays.
Zed has never been to the city, but given his research and prep, you wouldn't know that.
Also because he hasn't said anything.
Well, Zed knows that the current like fashionable style for Silicon City is kind of like bohemian chic mixed with like 1920s flapper gear.
Zed's gonna look amazing in a flapper dress.
And that like band with the fringe.
Maybe a little fascinator.
For sure.
The dress that Apex has is officially a flapper dress now, by the way.
All right.
I love it.
That's just kind of their campy style up there right now. It's a very diverse area. That's what Zed's learned in kind of his initial research. Everything on the east side of the bay is very industrial, very like almost brutalist style architecture. Right, it's where a lot of the outskirts of the city are. It's where a lot of the fringers hang out. The closer you get to San Francisco, the more like flappery, like ha 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 kind of place it becomes. You hang on one moment. You are taken to a building. When you get there, it is on the west side of San Francisco, just off Noriega Street. And you see a 7-story, like, it looks like reclaimed brick, but you're not sure. Looks, old. The valet grabs your bags and gets a little cart and, walks you up to the thing. He goes, I was told your chips were already keyed for it.
I'll swipe myself in.
As you swipe your chip, the front door opens and you enter into a very well-appointed lobby hallway. Excuse me. It has redwood floors, like lots of gold trim, like faux porch sconces that look both expensive and kitschy at the same time. Like somebody really wanted you to think they got them at a flea market, but they didn't.
So do we each have our own apartment? Is it one big
You're not
place?
sure.
Oh. Is there a screen where I can like tap myself in with my chip and see where we're living? Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
It says penthouse.
Of course.
Shawn's already over at the lift, having like checked in virtually already. And
it's not a hotel, it's an apartment building.
Right. No, already done what Zed did, but did it virtually because hardware, who needs it, and is waiting for the lift at the moment.
So you've entered this lovely apartment. Zed has grabbed the northwest bedroom of this large penthouse that you've been granted by your corporation, so that he has the setting sun over the San Francisco Bay, looking out into the Pacific.
Is there a room that's got a direct line of sight to the entrance to the foyer?
No. Nope. You would have to sleep in the kitchen.
Wouldn't put it past
Sleep in
you.
the kitchen.
Maxi will take the room with the least amount of windows.
Okay. Fair enough. That's on the east side. The valet is just kind of standing downstairs waiting for you because he's your ride to dinner. So if there's anything your characters would like to do before you leave.
So I am going to pull up on my Glow some of the trendiest clothing and fashion stores.
Okay. There's like the top 10 stores for the person about town.
Oh, yeah.
In Silicon City.
Yeah, so I'm going to order like 2 or 3 outfits from each.
Okay.
You get a lot of sudden
Are you-
emails with coupons for some stores you probably never heard of before, but they seem to have very odd tastes.
I just move them all to spam. It's fine.
Are you paying for expedited courier delivery or is next day fine?
I will pay for expedited courier delivery for an outfit for tonight,
Okay.
but then for the rest, next day is fine. Like I envision this as almost like an AR try-on situation where I can step into the virtual room.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for tonight, I'll pick something real slick. Again, slightly behind the trend of modern, like this moment, but still right along those lines.
Okay. Okay.
Maxi
go ahead.
opens his overnight bag and it pulls out a button-down shirt that is almost exactly like the one he's wearing, except it has it's a slight pinstripe, and replaces his shirt and tightens up his belt a bit and leaves his jacket in the room and undoes the top button and removes the tie. So he's casual Maxi.
That's his casual. He's evening
Casual
wear.
Maxi.
If you were going to eat another protein bar, I was going to smack you.
Do it.
We're going to dinner.
No. It is something that Maxi always carries a protein bar on him.
All right.
So after the courier comes, is it a drone courier?
It is. So there is literally it pulls up outside of the balcony on the west side between the two bedrooms, and it literally just drops a box and then flies away.
So I will get dressed, make sure everything is crisp and sharp and looking good, and then I'm gonna go lounge in the living area, like sprawl out on the couch, flip on the vid screen, see what's happening in the news.
Okay. The local news is mostly, it's very cheery. Everything here is very like, and today we had the Folsom Street Fair, and that was sponsored by the Benevolent Corporation. They were giving away free protein shakes. It was wonderful. Like, it's very, very obvious corporate propaganda.
I still pull up a bunch of these feeds for like the TV personalities, the people on the street interviews. I'm assuming they send out like the roving reporters for any of this kind of stuff. I have 3 or 4 channels going at the same time on this vid screen. I'm really watching for, again, mannerisms, verbal tics, body language. I'm just trying to absorb all of this.
Okay.
Anyone who comes out into the living room will, if you're paying attention, you will also notice that Zed's physical appearance has almost imperceptibly changed at this point. Slightly different hairline, hair color, almost a slightly different jawline. His stance is a little bit different. He is blending in with the natives, so to speak.
Cool. Over in Chon's room, they go in and they've got their bag, and you see Chon like open the bag, and out comes a black t-shirt gets hung up and a pair of jeans that gets hung up. This repeats 6 times till there's just a row of black t-shirts and a row of jeans, and then some sundries get put away, and then they come back out and kind of flop on the couch across from Zed and pull up their glow and start ordering a metric ton of computer equipment, since they had to leave their main systems back in Brazil, and also pay for expedited delivery. And while waiting for that, take some of the data that they pulled up on dynamic design and upgrade yourself, and creates 2 AR like whiteboards on the wall that are tied into Maxi and Zed's AR in their glows, and just starts putting the information and data points that they've been able to find so far.
Hey, do me a favor. While you're pulling that stuff up, can you scrub for like employee picnics, employee events? Can you specifically find like social events or festivities?
Yeah, I can search for the whatever the future equivalent of LinkedIn. It's probably still LinkedIn. I totally go through Schminkton all the time. I've got a bot cross-correlating all that. You'll see it pop up as it arrives.
All right.
Okay.
There'll be a folder over there.
Give me a software roll for that bot.
Sure thingy.
Maxi, are you up to anything? You see Jones now in full like work yarn wall mode.
24, just so you know.
Okay.
Maxi pulls a stack of hard copy out of his bag and is going through hard copy records of previous engagements in Silicon City, looking for personnel that he may want to reach out to for actual corporate work and not so much for the contract work.
Okay. Nothing's popping to your mind yet, but Maxi, it occurs to Maxi he doesn't quite have enough information yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to need more data.
This is our live workspace, correct?
Yep.
This is also considered our office?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the big center conference like dining table in the middle of the entire floor is for.
Is the big conference table have like a video display in it?
Mm-hmm.
So as Chon is finding this like social kind of stuff about some of these companies, I'm envisioning both of these companies have like a culture council. So we're probably pulling a bunch of information from their like databases of year overviews and attaboys and oorahs.
Yep. So Chon, what you find is actually tomorrow night, upgrade yourself at a club in the Mission District. Like, come meet other professionals, hang out, get cool streetwear. It's one of those places where they're going to give you a swag bag and everybody's going to, pretend like they give a crap about what the person next to them is talking about.
Oh, yeah. So a tech conference. Got it.
Yeah. But, this is like, again, it's one of those, it's a mixer event at a dance club.
So you won't be able to hear each other, but yeah, okay, that's fine. Everybody will talk through AR anyway. I flag that and send it over to Zed's Glow just so he has it draws his attention a little bit more.
And I grab that file and I see it in my head as Chon throws it to my Glow. I put my glow on the big conference table, and like the file explodes out from it. And I start pulling up all these different windows. I'm looking at the guest list. I'm looking at the club itself. I'm doing like a cross research on the DJs that'll be playing, the acts that'll be playing. I'm doing a very broad search on.
Okay, do you have intel analysis or counterintelligence?
Let me look at my character sheet.
Okay.
If not, let me know. I can help you with that.
No, I don't have anything under espionage.
Okay, how about like
I got that
street?
covered.
Okay. What do you have, Joan?
I have all of those things. I have intel, analysis, and counterintelligence, and surveillance.
Okay. Give me an intel analysis. Maxi, what about you? Do you have anything appropriate for this moment?
I've under espionage. I only have surveillance, and I've got urban warfare under tactics, which I don't think is going to be helpful in this particular situation.
Not until we have to
not
fight
yet.
on the dance floor.
No. But
Wait,
actually,
will be kung fu fighting.
what Maxi would like to do is start. He'll come out to the table with his hard copy and put his pile down, and start going through his files at the table by like he's flipping through pages while everyone else is working on their screens.
Okay.
He's actually working on like a some kind of pseudo-cellulose material, and he'll start building out lists of things that we may need in the process of doing our particular work. So any pieces of tech that the group thinks they might need, any kind of weaponry, any kind of surveillance equipment, that type of thing.
He's building a bill of materials.
Exactly. He's building out basically an asset list that he's going to try to work with Jose to procure in town.
Chone, give me a networks check.
My first roll was a 24, just so you know.
Okay.
The one you asked for, and this one is a 22.
Okay. So on your 24, you have a lot of like strings to untie here. What would you like to know specifically? Like, is there something specific you really want to know?
I'm gonna kind of look to Zed because it was his kind of. He wanted to dig a little bit more into it, and it sounded to me, unless he has a better idea, he really wanted to know who was playing music-wise. And since Chone has, aspirations in the musical area, they would fixate on that unless otherwise directed.
Yeah, so the whole point of my research right now is to make sure that when I crash this party, no one knows I'm crashing this party.
Got it.
So I am building for myself a reference list so I can make the appropriate comments on the acts based on the global feedback and ratings of these acts, the right buzzwords.
Got it.
I'm looking for faces so I can do...
Zed's getting into character.
Yes, 100%. I am researching the target of the party with,
Got it.
So that I can blend in and observe, do whatever I got to do.
Got it. Okay, so Chone, with that networks check, you notice something or someone flitted into your system and out really fast.
Mm-hmm. All right. And did they leave any trace behind?
You have to look.
That's what I'm doing. What do I roll? Please help the newbie.
Give me another networks check.
Okay. Would be 26.
Are you adding your tech head?
No.
You should be adding your tech head.
What does my tech head give me? Because I did not write that down.
Is it a B or an A? Or a B? I think it's a B.
I think it's a B.
Okay. So that would give you... See, somebody in chat's yelling at me now. I think it's a D12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it's.
Add another D12.
I'm still a newbie. Okay, let's. Okay, I forgot what my original roll was now, but I had 11, so it's 30 something or other.
Don't remember.
Did you get it?
No, what'd you say?
I don't remember what my actual original number was.
26.
Yeah, then add 11 to that, so 37.
Okay. They did not leave a trace, but whatever was in your system was good, like really good.
All right.
They were there long enough to kind of like glance at what you were doing, figure out who you were, and leave.
That is impressive. Well, I check on the status of my expedited order for the hardware I need because I am really going to lock this down.
Some of it's low stock items, so you're not going to get it for a day or so.
Ugh.
Because it's not like commercial grade hardware. Like what Zed was ordering is all like commercial grade. It's business store stuff. You know, you're like, I need this motherboard, this chip. So some is going to take a couple days.
Okay. All right. Then what I'm going to do is, since I do also have a portable personal computer I brought with me, I'm going to set that up and have it basically set it up as kind of a honeypot. So it'll mirror what my glow is doing, but it's actually there to catch anybody coming in and poking around.
Okay, give me a software check.
Really? Switching back to my character. That's the wrong game for that character. Let's try that one. So 13, 25, 27.
27. Okay, right after you set up the honeypot, a little message appears on the screen and it says, "You're cute. I like you." And then it's gone.
The two of you, if you're paying any attention, Chon kind of sits back in their chair and looks a little bewildered. And then does something you don't normally see people do, and they turn off both the computer they're working on and their glow.
Maxi's gonna make an insight check.
Okay. Give me... And actually, you're rolling against Chon.
Yeah.
So, Chon, are you trying to hide your stuff?
No, not at all.
And just... Okay, give me an insight roll, and if you'd like to roll against it, you can, Chon, because this is against you.
I'm fine with whatever, because Chon's not paying attention. Chon's literally got their brain racing, trying to figure out how somebody just did what they did.
Yep.
21.
Chon is spooked. Something's got Chon worried now. You're definitely picking it up.
Someone intercepted something that you just did?
Someone was in my network.
Might I suggest better security?
Golly gee, why didn't I think of that?
It is a valid question.
Do you have bullets for your gun?
I always make sure my gun is loaded.
Well, then probably at least do me the honor of knowing that I know what I'm doing as well. I can only think of one person that I know of that can do that with that ease, and she's nowhere near here.
And with that, we're going to cut over to Apex, and we're going to say that Chon, Maxi, and Zed, it's time for you to get in the car and head toward dinner. Apex, your glow rings, annoying you because it's ringing for voice.
What is that?
And you see on the
text these days.
On the ID, it's Alondra.
I will answer.
Are you ready, Samantha?
Oh, you have to call me by my full name.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, I'm downstairs. Chop, chop.
Oh, I mean, you could have sent a text, like, I'm here. Okay, I'm on my way. See you soon. I'll hang up.
You come downstairs and see a limousine. And the valet opens the door, and you see Alondra and Liz in the back. Good evening, Samantha. You look wonderful tonight.
Thanks. It's, interesting to get all gussied up like this.
So Liz gave you the basic breakdown, right?
Yeah. Basically.
This is also scouting. He seems to think that they may be good assets to bring on board. That's part of your additional job.
Bring them on board.
Mm-hmm.
With, like, everything?
Well, let's take it one step at a time.
Okay, I was going to say that's a pretty big step.
No. One step at a time. We can find a way to align our goals first.
Right.
And then if you feel like it may be worth more, perhaps we tell them more. Not everything, but more.
Okay. I can do that. I can play that game.
Okay. So, again, full bankroll. You're their guide. Help them. Let me know what's going on.
Sure thing. And wine and dine at dinner? Is that... I mean...
All right. I'm sorry, I lost you there for a second. Say that again.
Oh, wine and dine at dinner? Is that... Is there a goal tonight?
Nope, you stay with them. They're going to ask you for help, and we're going to offer you as assistance in trying to do whatever it is Silicon's trying to do up here. Anything that's going to undermine the larger portions of the council, or at least distract them for a few minutes, is going to be useful.
Okay, we can do that.
Given what we're trying to do.
Cause a distraction.
Yep. And so you head toward dinner. You pull up to the Fairmont Hotel, and you are taken in and ushered to the back by the maitre d', who has procured you a private room. She
Fancy.
motioned you to sit. You three also arrive at the Fairmont. As the valet opens the door, you are approached by somebody from the hotel. The group from Silicon, yes?
Indeed.
Oh, please follow me. And he leads you toward the back, where you are led to through the restaurant to a private room, where you see a woman she looks like she's probably in her late 30s, early 40s, exquisitely dressed, like 4-inch stiletto heels, but behind her eyes you get the sense that she is like in control of, like, she knows where your footfall was last, what the maitre d' said last week. Like, she looks extremely intense and in control. You also see another younger woman there with her, or two young women with her there. One of them looks like she's in her early 20s. You guessed she's West Asian in ethnicity. She's dressed in a simple black plain like dress with like a silver headband. She's carrying a glow. She does have extensive tattoos on her arms. And then the third woman there is, I will let Apex describe.
Oh, well, Apex is wearing a flapper dress that is kind of a copper color, and it has like it lights up a little bit, which is kind of subtle, but as she moves you can kind of see like the lights shifting on it,
like fiber optics in the dress.
Yeah, something like that. And her hair is currently black, down to her waist, and she does have her glow out. You know, it's kind of always in her hand, kind of thing. And I will look up and see you three come in and go, Joan!
Apex?
Oh my god, it has been so long.
Wait, was that you?
I'm here.
The thing? No, I mean earlier. That wasn't you. Okay. I'll bring you up to speed on that in a bit. What are you doing here?
Oh, you know, I'm just I'm here to be your guide.
And Shawn looks over at Zed and Maxi with a big smile. It's like, we are in good hands. This is going to be fantastic.
Maxi leans over to Zed and says, they appear to know each other.
Gee, really?
Oh yeah, we go way back.
Chone leads over to Apex. That one seems to state the obvious a lot.
Okay.
The older woman walks up first to Zed. She goes, I'm Dr. Alondra Pinero.
Doctor Zed Lane, pleasure to make your acquaintance. And I'll reach out and shake her hand.
She shakes her hand. She goes, and you must be Maximilian.
You may call me Maxi, ma'am.
She has a thing about full names.
She says, please don't call me ma'am. My abuela is ma'am. I am
Doctor?
Alondra is fine. Please sit. Does anyone have any food allergies or anything like that I need to make the chef aware of?
Nah.
She motions, and a waiter comes in and begins pouring a glass of water. He goes, may I take your drink orders, please?
I'd like a Merlot, please.
Just water for me.
So I would have researched what the trendiest drink is right now, and that's what I order.
Okay. Well, as it happens, Moscow mules have come back into like favor.
I do like a good Moscow mule.
So has the Harvey Wallbanger, though. Just saying.
And I'll take a Macallan 22 neat.
Very good, sir. Very good. And so he says, tonight's dinner, we will begin with an aperitif of cantaloupe served with soft bruschetta meats. Right? We will then move on to a salad of tomatoes and mozzarella cheese served with olives and basil. Next, a mild cow's milk cheese, a soft goat's milk cheese with some bruschetta bread. Our main course will be either fresh caught halibut flown in today from the Alaskan bays, or our Wagyu beef. And finally, of course, dessert with the coffee course, which you have a choice of the tiramisu, the cheesecake, or the chef's arroz con leche.
Wow.
Yes.
I would love the halibut and the cheesecake, please.
Beef and the cheesecake.
Do you have anything that's more low calorie for dessert?
We can prepare you a fruit cup.
The cheesecake.
That would be fine. I'll take the halibut and a fruit cup.
I'll have the Wagyu beef, and since cheesecake seems to be the trend, I'll have that as well.
So everyone orders. After he brings the drink, Alondra goes, well, down to business. First, to your health, and she raises her glass to you. Now, what can I do for you? I was asked by Desi to give you what you need.
So I'll glance around real quickly and look at the doctor. Well, right now we just need to really figure out what's going on in the city. We need to set up a little bit of a base of operations. We have a wonderful penthouse for that, which I'm sure you recommend it highly as an excellent place to work out of, which I greatly appreciate. I think we are going to have to assemble some assets and targets, do a little bit of investigation. So right now, I think the best way you can help us is point us in the direction of where we need to go. Give us someone, and I'll motion over to Apex, who knows what to do, where to go, who to talk to, and maybe help us out when we have a question here or there.
Okay. She goes, well, I guess to start with, who do you want to go after first? There's two primary competitors for your company here. That's Upgrade Yourself and Dynamic Design.
Which competitor is in a better position to be interceded?
Well, I think that question is not as important as which target can help us the most in the city. And from that standpoint, Upgrade Yourself is much more of a socially focused company. So that is where if we can learn what they are doing to maintain an understanding and a grasp of this market and this consumer base, we will have a much better chance at moving in and shifting power.
So you may be in luck. Upgrade Yourself has always been a street brand, and they've done very well for themselves, but they've never been able to break into the bigger time for a reason. So it may meet both Maxi's and Zed's requirements at the same time. There's a rumor. Upgrade Yourself has never been able to get military contracts, right? So the concept is that they may be pursuing a merger with Urban Warfare Industries.
Oh, God.
If they merge with Urban Warfare Industries, they get access to Urban Warfare's military contracts. Urban Warfare gets access to proprietary cybernetic technology that increases their current catalog of weapons, and everybody wins. Now, if that merger was to be scuttled or not go through, or, in other ways be dealt with,
Yes.
that could be a place to start.
Do we think that any of this merger activity or dealings will be happening at this meet and greet that's happening tomorrow night?
Probably not. That's going to be mostly mid-level people, but if you're looking for a way in the door, the mid-level people are morons. You know it. I know it. They're always the easiest ones to turn.
I also know it.
I think, Maxi, friend, I think we can safely assume that you know whatever we're talking about.
If you would like me to talk less, simply ask me to do so.
Maxi, I love when you talk. Please never stop talking.
That's an unlikely and unrealistic statement, especially as a request.
How long have we worked together?
Some might say too long.
Then
It's been like 17 hours, excuse me. Time change.
Yeah, you got to add the hours and then subtract a day. It's very confusing.
Carry the two.
Yeah. All right. So I was already getting ready to head to this little mixer tomorrow night.
Sure.
So we can get a little bit prepared before we go. That can be an introductory affront, so to speak. Maybe while we're researching that, we can also dig into this merger a little bit more. Maxi, maybe you can figure out who's involved.
I thought it may be best if I accompany you to this shindig.
It's more like a hootenanny. Shindigs were a few years ago.
Oh. Teacher.
So on one hand, I want desperately for you to come with me, because I think it would be hilarious to watch you in this environment.
Why hilarious?
On the other hand, I want to be successful.
I'm very personable.
So I do have some connections in the city. I can probably help you out, make some introductions. I do have experience with these corpse, and
While you're all chatting, the waiter brings the first course out and begins setting out.
oh, that looks delicious. So just saying, if you need my services, I am here to assist you. I born and raised here in beautiful Silicon City, so.
And what a happy coincidence. You and Shawn happen to know each other. That's wonderful.
Yes, I firmly believe that's a coincidence, Alondra.
Insight check. Maxi would like to make an insight check.
I'm not
free.
even
Apex.
rolling against
I
it.
feel like Maxi
I'm not
say
being,
those words in game.
yeah, I'm not gonna be subtle about that.
That's going to be an 18 for the check.
And then Alondra goes, why, whatever are you talking about, Samantha? Of course it's a coincidence. It's so lovely when these things work out, isn't it?
I believe she's inferring it's not a coincidence.
See what I mean about the stating the obvious thing?
Maxi?
It's all constant.
Very astute. Yes. I believe. But, honestly, I can't be mad about it because I love working with Shawn, and our different styles of hacking does complement each other nicely. So
I
think
appreciate the
putting it together-
compliment. I am a student of social observation.
I can tell. You seem like it.
So with that, Alondra says, as courses kind of continue, you guys chit chat. She goes, "Now, here's the one warning I'll give you. Intel activity has been high for the last few months. Okay, so keep your heads close to the ground as much as you can. You don't want to attract any unwanted attention."
Be subtle. That's what you're saying.
Yes, Samantha, be subtle. Because this time, the people who happen to be paying attention have a little more juice.
That's for sure.
Yeah, subtle. I'll work on that one.
Yeah, I'll shoot Maxi and Shawn a look at that point, but not say anything about it.
Chon is fiddling with something kind of under the table, and anyone who can see it is. They wanted to get like a burner glow on the way here, but the only place nearby was like a retro chic electronic shop called Radio Shack. So
It was Radio Chic. It was Radio Chic.
Radio Chic, yes. And they only had something called the iPhone 28. Except it's like XX blah blah blah. It literally takes the logo takes the whole back of the phone, and it. You know, Apex gets a old-fashioned text message. It's not even a current like multimedia. It's just like, my glow's been compromised. I have to use this sad emoji, and then something that looks like a taco.
I'll send a little message back that says, I don't know, it's kind of rad in a retro way.
My shoes have more horsepower. Frowny face, taco. I also don't know where these tacos keep coming from.
Are you sure they're not tamales?
No, they're definitely there. It's not that low res of a screen. Come on.
So you continue going through dinner. Alondra makes very pleasant conversation. Maxi, as the student of human of human behavior, as then you see this, like she's very smooth.
What is she a doctor of?
Do you Google it? Did you Google it?
Well, we were told she was a professor.
Yes, but she has a bio on the Pitt website as a
I
professor
would
there.
have looked at that.
Okay, so she has her bachelor's of psychology in psychology and mathematics. Her MS is in applied behavior analysis, and her doctorate is in macroeconomics.
So I know enough about the first few, like to keep up the conversation, but clearly understand when I am outpaced.
She mostly is trying to make you guys feel welcome. She's very welcoming. She's very friendly, and not in like a creepy or a weird way. Not in a way where you're like, I don't trust. But like, she's genuinely like, I'm here to help you. If you need something, you just have to ask. You definitely get the sense that she knows Apex better than Apex is letting on, because she keeps calling her Samantha. And every time she does, Apex like crinkles her nose. Like that.
Yeah.
Chon made the mistake of calling her Samantha once early on when they knew each other, and will never, ever, ever do that again.
The other young woman that's here is very, very quiet. She's introduced as the professor's TA. She says her name is Liz, but she hardly speaks. She's mostly looking down at her glow and kind of watching the proceedings. She does eat, but mostly she's, like it seems like she's trying to get to know all of you, like genuinely. You're not sure what she's trying to suss out, but Zed, you feel a little suspicious. Maxi, No one can get through that inscrutable gaze.
Maxi is highly skilled at small talk.
It says so right on his business card.
Maxi.
Small
At least
talk
skilled
is
at
one
small
of the specialties listed on the business card, along with asset management, contract terminations, and
Yep.
waste disposal.
It's also all over Schminkton profile.
So, at the end of the dinner, after you've had dessert and coffee, she says, well, I'll leave you to it. Samantha, take good care of them. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
Of course.
Thank you.
Samantha, how do you know Chon?
Oh, it is
No,
not
no, no.
Samantha. It is Apex. Just
Read the room, buddy.
Dr. Pinero called you Samantha a number of times.
Oh, that's her thing. She insists on calling
Samantha is Samantha not your name?
I go by Apex.
Maxi, you know how your mother called you Maximilian?
Many people call me Maximilian. It is my name.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You know what? I'm tagging out here.
Just I only go by Apex.
Understood. And you see Maxi type in something on his glow, and there's like a something in his heads-up display changes. Like you can see something backing off and being replaced.
Is it like a little name tag when you look at me? Honestly, that's brilliant. I wish I had something like that.
If you look closely enough, whenever Maxi makes eye contact with somebody, there is a very brief, just a flash of like a contact card almost like that. It's just like, it's literally like your name, your position or current position, likes, dislikes, like there's like little notes.
God.
Whether or not
Tell
there's
me
a
it's
bounty
coming
out for you.
Love it.
Okay, so as you're sitting there finishing up dinner, Maxie, you get a text from your contact. They give
From
you the
Simon or
addresses.
Jose?
Jose. He's like, "What's good, hermano?" That's his text.
And Maxi writes back, "That is a very good question."
He texts back, "Sorry, been a minute. You swinging by, bro?"
And Maxi writes back, "Yes,
He goes,
soon."
He goes, "Word, got drinks." Thumbs up emoji.
Maxi doesn't respond.
Not even a K?
Not even a K. Okay.
You know,
Oh.
that's actually a good point. He will just say K.
Is it an uppercase K or a lowercase K?
Oh, yeah.
It's uppercase.
Ooh.
Okay.
Maxi's all about correct punctuation.
Must
Oh.
capitalize.
Okay.
Fancy.
Okay, what are you guys doing? You're all together now. Liz, by the way, left with Alondra.
So
Again, Apex, my apologies. How do you know Chon?
We met back in college. I took a little trip and, we both love computers. Became friends. Rest is
pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yes, Maxi, we know that's very vague. You don't have to comment on it.
But to be clear, Apex, you are not the person that interrupted Chon's activities at our domicile earlier, correct?
That I believe that is correct. We've established that
Right.
much.
So, wait, so you... Joan, you get hacked?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Oof.
And they were in and out faster than I've ever seen anybody.
Damn.
Like in the movies, I'd say it was an AI, but those are really expensive. And I mean, come on.
I recommended that Chon improve their security routines, but they did not seem
Here's ever helpful, Maxi.
I try.
Would there, out of character question, would there be any way to kind of trace that after the fact?
Yes, and Chone tried and wasn't quite able to link it up.
Would it be something I might be able to assist with?
Mm-hmm.
Can we do that with our glows?
Yes.
If I had my glow here.
Oh.
They left their glow at home.
Oh my god, never.
Because they turned it off.
Home.
They turned it off.
Why do you think I have the iPhone 28?
It's oh my god. Okay.
It's a flip phone, but you actually just flip the device. You don't open it. It's just like you'd have to turn the device over to turn it on.
Okay, maybe we can go back to your place and we can do a little digging, because that has me curious.
Yeah, I've got some hardware coming in, but apparently there's some memory shortage, you know.
So we potentially have another player on the field here. Maybe they're from one of these corps, maybe they're not. But that is a factor we have to consider. Maxi, can you help us, or really anybody, but I feel like this is a Maxi question. Can we do a check on the apartment itself when we get back? Can we check for bugs?
Yes, I will do a physical sweep of the workspace.
Yeah,
I
we
do
can
also-
check your computers and stuff.
I will also need to step away tonight to meet with an associate.
All right. We also need to think about who knew we were even going to be here.
Well, really the question is, were we targeted specifically? And was it someone that knew we were coming? Was it someone that just noticed the searches you were doing and got interested and it was a coincidence?
It could be, but I usually take pretty good caution to not be backtraced. I mean,
I don't think it'd be coincidence for someone to happen to hack Joan.
Chone, do you have any known enemies or nemesis?
well, I mean, nothing of note other than Apex. But we're more like frenemies.
Yeah. But like
And-
leaning towards the friend part.
Yeah.
And when you say frenemies, Maxi does one of these.
It's a
Chone-
healthy competition.
Chone
Is all.
makes a mental tally to come up with as many words that cause that as they possibly can. Well, as soon... there's the cheesecake and your fruit cup. They gave you an extra cherry on top, Maxi. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I enjoy cherries.
You're basically, your dinner is done, and at any kind of restaurant like this, they never kick you out. They just kind of, you're pretty sure, Zed, that she probably spent about $5,000 on this dinner between all the drinks and everything else. And so they're not going to kick you out. They're just going to let you sit here chatting as long as you feel like it.
Maxi will ask for another fruit cup.
They bring him another fruit cup.
Aren't you watching calories?
2 fruit cups is many less calories than the cheesecake you are consuming.
Not with those bananas in them.
Yeah, but cheesecake's better for the soul.
The bananas also provide potassium and protein.
But yeah, cheesecake better.
Okay.
Cheesecake
Agreed.
is definitely better.
100%.
Right?
Okay, so do we feel comfortable heading back to the penthouse to get some work done tonight? Should we regroup tomorrow? What's the plan we want to take here? I do
Maxi,
want to get ready.
Go ahead.
I do want to get ready for the mixer tomorrow night, so I have a little bit of work to do myself.
Maxi, do you have time to do a sweep of our new domicile before you go and meet your friend?
Yes, I believe it will not take me very long.
We believe it will not take you very long also.
So
Agreed.
your car's still waiting for you when you leave the restaurant, and they transport the 4 of you back to the apartment. Apex, this place is way bigger than your place.
Damn.
Um,
Need to get a raise.
Maxi, what are you doing?
Maxi will begin this sweep of the workspace and living quarters. He'll be using his surveillance skills.
Go to town.
All right. Natural 20, so it's a 24 total. Wait, 26 total.
So, that nat 20, that's going to be interesting. So, in the apartment, you find nothing. Just the standard, like, security cameras that were installed, obviously, by whoever's leasing this, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the standard ones, like, looks at the front door, looks at the, balcony, da-da-da-da-da. But, Maxi, as you are sweeping the apartment, you notice that the surveillance that you're saying is not inside the apartment. You see in a building, you guess about 500 meters away, there's an open window and somebody is pointing a laser mic at your windows.
Noting the surveillance, Maxi will go back into his room, and out of the large bag, he's going to pull a compact battle rifle.
So the rest of the group sees Maxi take out a battle rifle.
Maxi walks the battle rifle out into the main room, and he pops the scope off of the battle rifle and lays it on the table. Lays the battle rifle on the table, and then walks toward the balcony and just uses the scope to see if he can get a better view of the person.
Give me a perception check. Do not forget to add your bonus for your watcher.
Okay.
So I look over at Shawn. We are definitely not unaccustomed to Maxi waltzing around with hardware, but this might be the first time it's happened so quickly in an assignment.
That's only 18.
You see as you pull the scope to your eye that they've slammed the window shut and drawn the shades.
Maxi starts counting floors in the building.
Looks like it's from the 3rd floor.
And rooms.
Looks like the 3rd from the left.
And then he'll go into, he'll just over his shoulder. Shawn, can you pull up a layout of the building at this address? And he will provide the address for the building to the north.
Yes, but if those are the people who have our comms and they're going to know I'm looking at, of course you looked at them, so I'm pretty sure they
I want them to know that we know.
Very well. I'll turn my glow back on and pull up the county deed records and any sort of changes that have been done to the floor plans, et cetera, et cetera.
So every
Apex,
building that's...
And while Shawn is doing that, Apex, can you find out if there are lease or rental records for that room?
Oh yeah, I'm on it. Do I need to roll for that?
Well, hang on. We'll get there. So, Shawn, it's not even a roll. This isn't hard. It's county records. Every building within about 7 blocks of here is owned by 3V property, right? Which is not surprising at all. They own probably a full 55% of the corp-owned property. So they own the building that you're in, and they own the building that those people are pulling surveillance on you from. Apex, hacking 3V's leasing records is difficult, if not impossible. That's why corporations lease to them, because they keep their stuff wired tight.
And while the two of them are doing that, Maxi will walk back to the table, snap the scope back on the rifle, walk back out to the balcony, and he's going to level the rifle at the building and take 5 shots at the window, like just randomly spray like the window in like 5 spots.
Okay.
Shawn looks up suddenly at the first shot and then looks over at Zed. Wasn't there something about being subtle?
I thought it was supposed to be subtle.
Maxi, go ahead and give me 5 attack rolls because I'm assuming you're not like just random spraying. You're doing
No,
like,
it's
shots.
single. It is single thunk 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 thunk, like 5 shots.
Okay. Give me 5 attack rolls.
All right.
What's everyone else doing? While
Escalated
he's doing?
quickly.
I was not expecting that.
I'm just standing there with my glow in my hand, like I haven't even started hacking. Like, am I still supposed to do
Let's
this?
see.
Like,
16, 20. Not a natural 20, just a regular 20. That's a natural 20, so 22. 13. And another natural 20, so 22.
Okay, so 2 things happen simultaneously. 3 things. So first, there's the sound of 5 shots ringing off of your balcony. As you look down the road, right? Because you're looking down the Great Highway, basically, because you're off Noriega and you're shooting at a building on Lawton Street. You see the window shatter on the third dot. Like you go plink, plink, psh, and it's gone. Right now, the shades are still drawn, so they're like curtains, right? About 15 seconds later, you see a police drone, like hover by, and it's got a little spotlight, and it's looking around. What are you doing, Maxi?
Is the drone looking at where the building that shattered?
So you're looking at it, and it appears that it's got a shot finder microphone on the top of it, and it's probably trying to do the backtrace right now. It's calculating. So right now it's scanning. So what are you doing?
Can I hack it?
Yeah, you can see that where it's connected to the network.
Can I try to shut it down?
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's just you're just gonna brute force shut it down. So give me you're basically using Huli tools to destroy it. So give me a software check. Don't forget to add your tech head.
And what do I get for the tech head?
D12.
Class B. Oh.
D12? Okay.
Okay. Zed, while she's rolling, what are you doing? Are you just like leaning over like this, like?
I'm gonna go to the kitchen and make myself a drink because.
Well, you're happy because you didn't look before, but now that you see, there is a really well-stocked liquor cabinet, right? And next to the liquor cabinet is got all the various accoutrements. So you've got, some bitters, some simple syrup, every kind of glass you would need. You got your shakers, your stirrers, right? The ones with the little spiral so you don't chip the ice, right? Everything that you need is right there.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to town. I'm gonna make another Moscow Mule. I now like them a lot, so I'm gonna look up some great Moscow Mule recipes on the future's equivalent of BuzzFeed and get to town.
Well, actually, on the front of the cabinet is one of those it's basically an inlaid glow that's got like drink is like how you make this drink.
There's a bartender's buddy app.
I'm
The
just gonna
Moscow
start.
Mule, it actually directs you to shelf 3 where the copper cup is. That's proper for the Moscow Mule. Apex, what did you get?
Oh, wow. So, what's it mean when I roll a 1?
Oh,
It means sad face.
To be
Find
fair, it's a total of 14. So,
Okay.
Oh,
I was a little taken aback by the shots that were fired, and I'm just not on my A game right now.
Okay, so immediately the police drone goes, and you can see its light and camera spotlighting the balcony where it sees Maxi. I'm assuming he's still standing there with a rifle in his hand.
Maxi will do this and place the rifle down. Put the rifle on the
drone
terrace table.
flies next by, and he says, "Greetings. Please present chip for identification."
And Maxi turns his forearm out.
A little probe comes down with a near field communicator and says, "Boop. Stand by, Mr. Koenig." Mr. Koenig.
That's Koenig.
Mr. Koenig. Replace your voice back to you. Please remain in your domicile
Oh, no.
and await further instructions.
During this, Chone was actually attempting to sniff the network that other building is running on, and see if they can get into the IP cameras, specifically the ones at the exits, because they figure those people are probably bugging out, and they'll be able to get a good fix on them.
Give me a networks check first to find the network, and we'll go from there.
Networks.
Hey, anybody want a drink? I'll make him some.
Is there Macallan in the cabinet?
Yes.
Yeah, I might need a
Macallan-
drink.
A Macallan neat, please.
Gotcha. Apex?
Whatever's strongest right now, please.
Shawn?
White Russian. 35.
Okay, you find the network, and you've now, you basically are able to map the entire system. So you can see in that building there is a pretty mediocre, but sufficient enough to keep out random criminals access control system. And you do see the camera system. You have read privileges, but not write privileges off of that. You've managed to bugger in there and find a hole in their system.
Okay. I'm going to start recording the outputs of those.
Okay. How far back are you going? Right about the time of the shots, or?
Yeah, since the time of the shot. Yeah.
Okay.
Are there cameras on each floor as well?
Yes, there's cameras in each hallway that cover the common areas, and then one on each entrance.
Okay.
So do me a favor and give me. Oh, well, you're just recording right now, so that's fine. You managed to get it all recorded. If you're watching, give me a perception check.
I will be doing both. So.
Perfect. So you're recording the footage as you go.
And that's you said perception? It's only an 18.
Good enough. They bug out pretty quickly. They've got basically hard cases, mil-spec style, and they run up the back entrance, and they get into a beige sedan, late model sedan. And
can I get the tag on it?
Give me a no, yeah, you should be able to. That's fine.
Okay. Then I'm going to start seeing if I can get access to traffic cams and try and track it.
Okay, so
I know that'll be a lot.
You should be able to get
harder.
local stuff, right? But getting into the further out, then you can see locally in the local network, because you'll know they'll be done in pods, basically,
right?
With 30 cameras. Should be able to access the 30 pretty locally. Otherwise, you're going to have to actually go in there and hack their system, which may be more difficult. So for the 35,
if they are anywhere nearby, we'll be able to track them.
Give me a networks check.
Okay.
Apex, what are you doing?
Holy crap!
Had you finished making drinks and are passing them out?
Yeah, I'm downing that drink because I have a wounded ego right now. Oh gosh, I don't like the idea of sitting around and waiting for somebody to come get us. Is there a way to can I try to hack into that thing again? And confuse it into thinking we're next door or something?
You're gonna have to figure out what it's been doing. You're not sure what it sent up to its whatever its control node is. So you can try and hack it again. Give me another software check.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
41.
Okay.
I almost maxed out.
You managed to get all the traffic cams in the area. You are able to track it at least to the edge of this pod, essentially. From Lawton Street, it heads north on La Playa. It hooks a right on Irving. You lose it when it gets near the Nagara Dama Temple on Lincoln.
Okay.
But that at least gives you a general idea. What you are able to get is 3 good face shots.
That's what I was about to ask for. I will
go through intersections.
Cool. I will get that data saved, and then we'll start running for facial recognition in a little bit.
What'd you get, Apex?
Well, it's slightly better. It's a total of 14. I rolled a 2
With
this
that,
time.
you're inside of it.
Oh.
It sent a shots fired and an address to its node, and then it received an affirmative. And right as you're reading that, you all hear Silicon City PD, and that's where we're going to stop tonight.
Saw that coming.
Thanks, Maxi.
That's where we're going to stop for the evening. So, thank you everyone for joining for our first episode of Chaos Incorporated. We already have some chaos.
Yeah.
We will be coming back to you not this week, but in 2 weeks on the 26th, same time at 6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern. So kind of going around the horn right now, you can find Kaylee at Starlit Firefly on Twitter and on Twitch.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
That's
Down there. I'm up here.
Sorry, F. I'm having a day. F at Starlit Firefly on Twitch and Twitter.
Yes.
My bad. Right?
Yeah.
You can find Caleb at the Caleb G on the Twitter. Michael and Kaylee, you can find at the Redemption Podcast.
Just redemptionpodcast.com.
Redemption Podcast. And Michael, you can find at Loser MLW on the socials.
Yeah.
And the Redemption Podcast is at Redemption Pod. And Kaylee, sorry, I have it written down here somewhere.
No, I find one twice. I'm good with this. And it's the same as my username on Discord.
I know, I just want to make sure I'm reading it right. Is at GG Kaylee Sama on Twitter.
You got
And
it.
so go find them. And Kayla's also on the Redemption Podcast. Go find them. Again, thank you everyone for joining us. And that's going to be, I think, it for the night. So come back in 2 weeks. We have Angel City Stories on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. So don't forget about that either, folks. Have a great night. And we will see you guys next time.
Good night.
The show has ended.
so observant.
Maxi!